Hi! Today, we're going to talk about decentralization in cryptocurrency. When you hear the word decentralization, it might sound a bit complicated, but I'll try to explain it so that even a 10-year-old can understand. Imagine you have a group of friends, and every time you play a game or make important decisions, you don't want just one person to decide for everyone. Instead, you all decide together, and everyone has a say. That's decentralization. Now, let's bring this example into the world of cryptocurrency. Decentralization became a key feature of cryptocurrency with the launch of Bitcoin in 2009. Its creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, designed a system that allows people to exchange value directly, without needing banks or other intermediaries. This was a response to the 2008 financial crisis when people lost trust in financial institutions. Bitcoin was developed as a way to give people control over their money without relying on centralized banks. In traditional financial systems, we always have a centralized intermediary, a bank that controls our accounts, or a company that decides how to manage our money. Satoshi wanted to change this and create a system where no single person or company could control the entire network. Before we understand what decentralization is, let's first explore centralized systems. These are systems where decisions are made by one person or a group of people who control the whole system. For example, banks. If you want to send money to a friend, you go to the bank to transfer the money. The bank acts as a middleman, controlling the process and deciding how and when the transfer happens. This is a centralized system. All the money, decisions, and information are controlled by one big center, the bank. But what if you don't want someone else to decide for you whom to send money to and how? What if you want the system to work without middlemen? This is where decentralization comes in. Now, imagine a world where you don't have to go to a bank to send money to your friend. Instead, everyone in the system can see that you sent money and confirm that transaction. There's no central authority, and no one controls your money. That's a decentralized system. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin work exactly like this. There's no central bank or company controlling transactions. All the participants in the network, called miners or validators, are involved in verifying and confirming transactions. This makes the system more fair and secure because decisions are made not by one person but by an entire network. Let's dive deeper. Imagine that each of your friends has a notebook where they record what happens in the game. If you send a coin from your wallet to a friend, everyone else writes it down in their notebooks. Everyone makes sure things are fair, and no one can cheat by changing the rules. This is a simplified explanation of how blockchain works, the backbone of most cryptocurrencies. Blockchain is a decentralized ledger that is stored by all network participants. Every transaction is recorded in blocks, which are linked together like the links in a chain. When a new block is added, it is confirmed by the participants of the network. This process is called consensus. Imagine you and your friends are playing a game where you exchange tokens. Instead of keeping track in just one notebook, everyone has their own notebook. When you transfer a token to your friend, everyone writes it down, and if all the records match, everything is fair. This way, no one can claim they have more tokens than they actually do. Decentralization comes in different forms. In the world of cryptocurrency, there are different models of decentralized management. The most well-known are proof of work, POW, and proof of stake, POS. Proof of work, POW, is the mechanism used by Bitcoin, for example. To confirm transactions, participants in the network, called miners, have to solve complex mathematical problems using electricity and computing resources. Proof of stake, POS, is a newer model used by Ethereum 2.0, for example. Here, there's no need to solve problems. Instead, participants lock part of their funds as collateral. Those with more collateral have a higher chance of confirming transactions. Each of these models has its pros and cons. For example, POW is considered more reliable, but it consumes a lot of energy, making it less environmentally friendly. POS is more energy efficient, but it has its risks related to the concentration of power in the hands of large token holders. Let's talk about the advantages of decentralization. 1. reliability, and security. When a network is decentralized, it's harder to hack or tamper with data. To do so, you would need to alter the information in all the notebooks at the same time, which is nearly impossible. This means your money in cryptocurrency is better protected than in traditional banks. For example, if you have a lock on your house with just one key, and someone steals it, they can enter your home. But imagine instead of one lock, you have 100 locks, and each of your 100 friends holds one key. To break in, someone would need all 100 keys. This makes hacking nearly impossible. 2. Freedom and independence. Decentralization gives you more control over your money and assets. You don't rely on banks or companies that can set rules or freeze your funds. For example, imagine you're playing soccer with your friends, but one friend owns the ball, and they decide when you can play or not. In a decentralized system, everyone has their own ball, and no one can stop you from playing. 3. Transparency. Everyone in the network can see what's happening. There are no hidden rules, and anyone can verify transactions, making the system fairer. For example, if all the records in your game were visible to all players, no one could cheat and say they have more points than they actually do. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of decentralization. 1. Complexity of management. In a decentralized system, all participants need to agree on the rules and confirm transactions. This can take more time than in centralized systems. Imagine you and your friends need to decide which game to play. If everyone agrees, the game starts quickly, but if there are many opinions, it could take a while. 2. Responsibility. In a decentralized system, there's no main person to help you if you lose your money or make a mistake. You have to manage your assets yourself. If you forget your bank password, you can call the bank, and they will help you recover access. But in the world of cryptocurrency, if you lose access to your wallet, no one can help you get it back. Although decentralization has many advantages, it also faces challenges when there are disagreements among participants. For example, not all network members always agree on proposed changes or updates. This can make it difficult to make important decisions. Imagine you and your friends are arguing about which game to play. Everyone wants something different. If there's no central leader to decide, it can drag on for a long time, and in the end, the group may split because not everyone agrees on a common choice. This happens in cryptocurrency when forks occur, the splitting of a blockchain into several versions. One of the most famous examples is the split between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Decentralization is not just a buzzword, it's the future of technology and finance. Today, we're seeing decentralized finance becoming more popular. DeFi allows people to earn money, take loans, and even exchange assets without banks or financial institutions. This opens up new opportunities for those who didn't have access to traditional banking services. In the future, decentralization could affect not only finance but also areas such as governance. Voting and decision-making could be decentralized to make the process more transparent and fair. Imagine you're voting in the school council, and all the results are visible right away, with no one able to tamper with the outcome. Education, learning materials and data could be decentralized, providing equal access to knowledge regardless of location. Instead of getting textbooks from just one company or school, everyone has access to a library of knowledge maintained by all students and teachers. Healthcare, medical records could be stored in decentralized networks, ensuring security and accessibility for patients anywhere in the world. If you need to visit a doctor, your records are available immediately, and no one can change them without your consent. But what if all the participants in the network collude? In decentralized systems, this is almost impossible. If someone tries to alter the data in the blockchain, other network participants will notice, and the system will reject such an attempt. To control the entire network, a malicious actor would need to control the majority of participants, which is extremely unlikely. Why is decentralization better if it's more complex? Although decentralized systems can be harder to understand and manage, they offer more security and freedom. In centralized systems, one person or organization can abuse their power, but in decentralized systems, this is nearly impossible. This makes such systems more fair and secure. Decentralization is the key feature of cryptocurrencies that makes them unique. It's not just a way to avoid intermediaries, but a step toward a freer and more just financial system. While decentralization has its challenges, it opens up new possibilities for the future. Whether it's governance, education, or healthcare, we could see decentralized technologies transform our lives. If you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrencies and decentralization, subscribe to the channel and leave your questions in the comments. We'll keep breaking down complex topics in simple terms.